player who's been the head football coach, how influential is that for HBCUs?
Oh, first of all, it's everything. I mean, the XFL, Coach Prime, we've got a commitment to raising HBCUs, not raising, just shining the light, making sure that they are part of the ecosystem when it comes to football. So I think it's everything.
It is. HBCUs, as all of us know, have been just largely overlooked over the years. As we told Coach Prime and coaches across the country representing HBCUs, while they may have been overlooked, for us at the XFL, HBCUs, a place like Jackson State, this is our first stop. And this is our first look. Because there's such incredible talent here and there's also a different kind of hunger and grit that you find with HBCU players. So I like to say, Dany has known me since I was 18 years old. We came out through the University of Miami. I always like to tell Coach Prime, go Canes. He appreciates that. 53 men on an NFL roster. I was always number 54. You're good, DJ, but you're not good enough. But just the chip and the grit that put on my shoulder, but you find that same chip on these players' shoulders. So it's something that we've identified very early, and so this is why not only did Dany and I, as owners of the XFL, want to come here to Jackson State and invite all great HBCU players, but we brought everyone with us. From GM on out, everyone is here from the XFL.
How did this idea come about to do an HBCU showcase?
Well, we knew right from the beginning, leadership and our XFL football ops was very, very clear. We were going to cast a very wide net as we went through our showcases. So we've been all over the country. We've been in Hawaii. HBCU decision was the first decision. We knew that was going to happen. We knew the impact and how powerful that was. So, we've been working with Coach Prime. Our football ops has done an incredible job. This is a relationship that's a long-term relationship. We'll be here year after year after year.
How accommodating has Jackson State been for this to happen?
Very, extremely. With open arms, and we all have. There's very small degrees of separation here between us, Coach Prime, a lot of coaches throughout HBCU, but here at Jackson State in particular, they've been incredible. They've welcomed us with open arms. They also appreciate our desire to, as Dany was saying, not even raise a profile, but just shining the light on these players who want to achieve their greatness, and they should have a shot. And especially when so many others have looked the other way. Well, we're looking in this direction. We're here today, and there's a lot of talent out here. And us at the XFL, we look for, we give opportunity, but we also look for quality. So these players, walking behind me now, walking behind us, they bring the dreams, we bring the opportunities, but also there's a great quality. There's a great quality of work ethic, and there's a great quality of athlete here.
And what do you think of the talent so far? What have you seen?
Well, we've seen different showcases have highlighted different things. Here in particular, we're seeing a lot of heart. We see heart. We have the offense on the field. We just finished with defense. It was incredible power. We had speed. We had some strong linemen. Great show up from our DBs and our secondaries. Here, we've got quarterbacks. We're looking for some magic here. We're really excited about who's come, who's been invited and who showed up. So we've been continuously impressed, showcase after showcase, and we expect that to happen here as well.
And keep in mind too, remember guys, that, this is all invite only. So, by the time you see these players on the field, they bring exceptional qualities, athleticism, and a gift that they have. Here. And so, a lot of these players Coach Prime has played against, a lot of these players are dangerous players, and I mean that in the best way on the field. So, the fact that we're here and that we're able to shine a light on them, and as Dany was saying, we had a great morning showcase with the defense. Offense is ready to go. I challenged number 51, who's a great player, O-lineman out of Grambling. Got down in my three-point stance. He didn't want any smoke. I don't know if you guys caught it. You probably didn't. You should have caught it on camera.
The content may be a different story,
yes.
But
he would have knocked one of my lungs loose.
How's the heat compared to Hawaii? How's the heat compared to this one, this round from Hawaii?
You already know how the heat is. You already know how it is.
Hawaii was hot. This one we have the nice hot and humid. I mean, it's a different.
Plus, we came up in Miami, you know, and Dany was an athlete down in Miami, and you know, I played football down there, and it's that same kind of heat, man. You get a little bit of luxury when you get a little bit off the water down in Miami, but it is humid, man. So the heat here is this is the
test.
This is the tester, yeah.
Well, ultimately, as far as XFL, the brand of football and the talent you're evaluating, what do you want to bring that maybe people haven't seen? We have, you know, USFL, NFL. How do you guys assessing the talent you're doing to stand apart?
You know, well, DJ sort of alluded to it, and he actually spoke to the players about it. We're talking about player 54. That 54th player who didn't make the team needed just a little bit more development, but has that chip on their shoulder that says, well, you don't think I have it? Watch me. So attitude, what's here and here is just as important as the heart and the skill. And that's, you know, we're looking for our players. They're going to be hungry, they're going to be motivated, they're going to be incredibly supported. We are all in, and XFL is going to feel different.
Yeah, the players, the XFL players, it's what's between the ears and what's behind the rib cage. And when we talk about 54 and what that means and being number 4, when you've worked so hard for something, almost your entire life, and you can feel and taste the dream, because you've got a lot of players who've gone on to the league and who are making money, who are buying their parents their first home. That was my dream. And when that doesn't happen, it creates something. And so one of two things happens when the dream doesn't come true. You either say, okay, dream didn't come true, I'm going to go on down the road and I'll see what my life has in store for me. Or someone goes, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that I prove not only that person wrong, but I'm right. And so those are the kind of players that we have here in the XFL. It's, as Dany was saying, it's the chip, and it's just that extra thing up here that says, you say I'm not good enough, you didn't look my way, well, watch me.
You kind of touched on it there, but just you saying this is invite only. How thorough is the scouting process? Because I mean, obviously you're finding guys all across the country and maybe the world. So I guess what's that all like?
Extremely thorough. We've got an incredible staff, and since we're talking last year, we've begun this process. Every pro day at combines, going around at HBCU pro days at all of the universities. I mean, our team has been out there, they've been present. The XFL logo has been in every major sports and looking in areas that people aren't looking. So I have to say we're extremely pleased by the extensive scouting that's happened with our league. I think it is absolutely much more intensive than maybe I've been in the past, and it's given us great results so far. It's going to make November interesting.
Yeah, when it comes time for our draft. But it's as Dany was saying, looking at places that generally are overlooked, and even the ones that are looked at. For example, like a Jackson State, when scouts come here, and they look and they see and evaluate the players. Well, now we come along, and we want to look and evaluate the players, but maybe there's an opportunity here. Let's explore, let's dig deeper. Let's dive deeper. What about that player? What about this player? So in that, we find something special. And I do want to add that Dany and I acquired the league 2.5 years ago. We wanted to take our time and do it right. Could have come out this year. There's a chance we could have come out last year, but we really wanted to take our time, and as she was saying, really professionalize a real strong organization from top to bottom.
We have incredible partners. Our partners at Redbird Capital, Jerry Cardinal. You know, this league, we obviously bring a very public presence to the league in the heart, but the truth about every league is there has to be an institutional investment in it. This is a long-term play. Our boys are going to have great success because we are invested in the long term, and our partners allow us to do that.
Yeah, I'm sure you probably answered this question a lot, but just the fact that, you know, the previous 2 iterations of the XFL didn't go as well. How important was it to, you know, kind of take that time? And like you said, you could have done it the last 2 years, but opted not to.
It was very important. And when we talk about the second iteration, you know, the second iteration was a very successful iteration. I think we're all very clear and frank that if COVID had not come in, that would be a different situation.
Yep.
Those first 5 weeks were phenomenal. The ratings were great. The players were great. The players were having a great time. So, you know, we were able to capitalize on an opportunity, and we've built off of that season. There's a lot of the playbook that was written really made great sense, has been adopted by other leagues, which is absolutely fine. That's what we're here to do. But we've taken a long-term approach. We've wrapped a wonderful media partner. Disney is our media partner, so this is an inclusive deal. So content, the way everyone is experiencing the XFL is very, very different. We're just bringing all the guns. We're bringing all our firepower to this.
And in the spirit of taking our time was us looking at this and wanting to explore with our friends at the NFL, Roger Goodell, Troy Vincent, all those guys. Is there a version where we can work together, where we can create some sort of partnership? We're not interested in competition because there is no competition. That's in the fall. There's only one NFL, and that was my dream, by the way. So that is a time-honored institution. But because we're in the spring, is there a version where we can partner? Do we have the innovation? Do we have the unique game ruling, the gaming, betting, innovation, on-field play, faster game, a different game? So we don't have 30 owners, 32 owners. It's just us. So is there a pathway to a partnership? And that took a long time too. Multiple meetings with those guys, and we have that great partnership.
We have great collaboration.
Collaboration
We
with
have
the
great interest in
NFL.
expanding the ecosystem of football. Whether it's the NFL Alumni Academy, I was working with Troy Vincent. We are looking at innovation together and how these athletes are experiencing the game.
Yeah, and so that's how, one of the many ways, but that's an anchoring way, and how we are different from the other iterations.